Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you few brothers and sincere sisters that watch my videos and gain edification or useful knowledge in this truth and heed the warning. So this is the book of Second Esdras 9, and I'm going to start at 1 and read through 6. And it reads, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and ending in effects and signs. So, as you can see, you know what's going on right now. You got uh, you got a lot going on. All right, you got the Ukraine Russian war going on. You got the Israel Palestinian war going on. You got a lot of things going on. Look, it reads, in Ukraine, U.S. calls to lower conscription age to 18 met with horror. So, Washington suggested teenagers join the war as Ukraine demanded more aid, signaling a rift between allies. So, the United States suggested lowering the age of, lowering the military age to 18. But the Ukrainians is not agreeing with it. All right, they don't agree with it. But yet and still, you want, to you don't want to lower your age, but you want us to send, you want our children to go and fight for you, you know. But it's all through the Most High though. Vlad, what does it say? Vlad, Vladislav, Vladislav thinks lowering the conscription age in Ukraine from 25 to 18 is a bad idea. His military service is sad yet telling example. All right. The fair-haired gaunt 20-year-old volunteered to join the Ukrainian army 2 years ago and suffered a heavy concussion, no contusion, Salakia, near the eastern city of Kupansk. It was scary, scary, told Al Jazeera in central Kyiv as he dragged on a cigarette. I seen a lot. I got a lot of problems with my head, and said as if apologizing for the reluctance to talk about his combat experience. So now they're getting ready to send younger men into war. All right. The need right now is manpower, the unmanned official, and what's that going to do? That's going to bring the United States involved, or or the allied nations. Ukraine slams failed 1994 security guarantee, urges NATO membership. So they trying to push to become a member of NATO. Okay, KYIV reiterates call for formal invitation as security alliance diplomats meet to discuss war. Ukraine has slammed 30-year security agreement as it is reiterated its call for NATO membership. So they want to be, Ukraine wants to join NATO so they can get that backup. You know what I'm saying? They want to get that backup. Uh, Let me read a little bit of this for you. The criticism of the short-sighted deal came before NATO, a meeting that is expected to discuss the growing possibility of negotiations to end the war with Russia. We are convinced that the only real guarantee of security for Ukraine, as well as a deterrent further Russian aggression against Ukraine and other states, is Ukraine full membership in NATO. And the Foreign Ministry statement read, the Budapest Agreement signed by the United States, United Kingdom, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, and Kazakhstan was a monument to short-sighted in strategic security decision-making. It continued, not providing Ukraine with real effective security guarantees in the 1990s was a strategic mistake that Moscow exploited. This mistake must be corrected. With the upcoming return of Donald Trump, the White House raises uncertainty over U.S. support. KYV fears being forced to the negotiating table. We cannot fall into the same trap the third time, Zelensky said. So they don't want to surrender. They don't want to surrender. They want to keep fighting because it says amid this fear of a forced ceasefire that would leave Ukrainian territory under Russian control and the rest of the country threatened by aggression in the future, KYIV is urging NATO with increasing urgency for an invitation for it to formally join the security alliance. So they're doing it. It says inviting Ukraine to join NATO now will become an effective counter counter to Russian blackmail and will deprive the Kremlin of its illusion about the possibility of hindering Ukraine's Euro-Atlantic integration. It added. It is the only chance to stop erosion of key principles of nuclear non-proliferation, and restore confidence in nuclear disarmament. However, NATO has given little indication that it will formally welcome Ukraine into the fold soon. Speaking on the sidelines of NATO meeting on Tuesday, so they hoping to become a part of NATO, and NATO is like, you know what I'm saying, hold on, we ain't, that's not how it goes. All right, let's see what else is going on. Now Germany's getting involved. They trying to help out Ukraine. You know, so you got these other nations that's helping, and they're gonna get involved, and that's just gonna piss Russia off. Russia Ukraine war list of key events. Ukraine's Air Force said that Russia launched 110 drones to attack the country overnight. Of 110 drones, the Air Force shot down 52, while at least 50 were lost. It said Russia's air defense system destroyed 15 Ukrainian drones over several Russian regions overnight. Overnight, state news reported, citing the country's Ministry of Defense. NATO is highly unlikely to heed Ukraine's call for a membership invitation at a meeting of the bloc set to be held on Tuesday, Reuters report, citing senior NATO diplomats in a letter to his NATO counterpart ahead of meeting. Ukrainian foreign minister, blah blah blah, would remove one of Russia's main arguments of waging its war, preventing Ukraine from joining the alliance. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and his Ukrainian counterpart Rumsfeld held a meeting in which they discussed Russia's use of new ballistic missiles, preparations for the next meeting of arms donors, and plans for Washington's military aid next year. So this war is far from over. The United States will send Ukraine 725 million of missiles, ammunition, anti-personnel mines, and other weapons. Secretary of State uh, Antony Blinken confirmed, as President Joe Biden's outgoing administration seeks to bolster KYV before leaving office in January. Prime British Prime Minister said that stepping up support for Ukraine is essential to put KYV in a strong position for peace talks with Russia, as he conceded there could be a negotiated end to the war. Let's see, in one breath they saying that they giving more weapons to Ukraine, and in the next breath they saying that it's going to aid in peace talks. Putin is dragging Asia into the war in Ukraine with the use of Chinese made drones and North Korean troops. German Minister for Foreign Affairs said during a visit to Beijing. Yeah, this thing is not going to end anytime soon. A Poland ICC president says threat sanctions put court in jeopardy. Let's see what's going on here. U.S. politicians are threatening to sanction court officials over the arrest warrant against Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu. The president of International Criminal Court, ICC, has warned that attacks on the tribunal, which have come largely from Washington and Moscow, just jeopardize its very existence. Addressing ICC members in The Hague at an annual conference on Monday, ICC President Tomoko Akane said the court faced coercive measures, threats, pressure, and acts of sabotage without naming the United States and Russia. The court has been facing rebukes from the two countries after issuing arrest warrants for Israeli and Russian officials over war in Gaza and Ukraine. The court is being threatened with draconian economic sanctions by another permanent member of the Security Council, and if it was a terrorist organization, Akane said in her address, U.S. politicians have been threatening to impose sanctions on ICC officials after the tribunal issued arrest warrants against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former defense minister over suspected war crimes in Gaza. These people don't want to be held accountable. You know, they you know that's how you can see the wickedness. Let me see if I have a scripture for that. The earth is given, this is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know? And this man, he gets away with so many crimes. You can't even hold him accountable in this world. This is why we need the Most High back, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because this man can't even, he can't even hold his own, he can't hold himself accountable for his crimes. There's no accountability in this man, in this devil. A dangerous joke. Called the ICC a dangerous joke and threatened penalties against the court and any country that cooperates with it. To any ally, Canada, Britain, Germany, France, if you try to help the ICC, we're going to sanction you, they said on Fox News. Prosecutors request for the arrest warrants against Israeli officials. The measure has so far not been considered by the Senate, which is at the point is controlled by Democrats, after the ICC issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu, Gallant, and a Hamas leader Last month, U.S. Senator Tom Cotton suggested using military force against the U-based tribunal. The U.S. and Israel are not members of the ICC, and they have rejected the court's investigation of alleged abuse in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. However, the court has ruled that it has jurisdiction in those areas because the state of Palestine is a signatory to the Rome Statute, with established which established the tribunal. The court has been subjected to attacks seeking to undermine its legitimacy and ability to administer justice and realize international law and fundamental rights. Coercive measures, threats, pressure, and acts of sabotage. He called the efforts appalling. Crazy. So let's keep it moving. Let's see what else is in the news. That's all I got from this. Let's go to something else. So we got civil unrest. South Korea leaders, martial law declaration threatens his political career. So let's go to second address, back to second address 2 and 9. He answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, uproars of the people in the world, then thou will understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The end is coming. And so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and endings in effects and signs." All right. So what you got here? You got South Korean leads martial law declarations threaten his political career. France government looks on the brink of collapse. That's crazy. Protests lay bare a clash of values and interests as Georgia navigates a Russia-West standoff. Okay, let's see what else is going on. It's old news. France to lift state of emergency in efforts to allow political dialogue in riot hit New Caledonia. How is it violent unrest in New Caledonia impacting global nickel prices? All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on with South Korea. President Yoon Suk uh, Yule's stunning martial law declaration lasted just hours, but experts say it raised serious questions about his ability to govern for the remaining 2.5 years of his term and whether he will abide by democratic principles. All right, they trying to get him out. Here's a look at the political firestorm caused by martial law declaration, the first of its kind in South Korea in more than 40 years. Yoon uh, declaration of emergency martial law on Tuesday night was accompanied by a pledge to eliminate shameless North Korean followers and anti state forces at a single stroke. He vowed to protect the country from falling into the depths of national ruin. Yoon, a conservative, cited repeated attempts by his liberal rivals in control of parliament to impeach his top officials and curtail key parts of his budget bill for next year. See what else they got. There goes AI again. Alan I. White House says at least 8 U.S. telecom firms, dozens of nations impacted by China hacking campaign. Deputy National Security Advisor Ann Neuberger offered new details about the breadth of the sprawling Chinese hacking campaign that gave officials in Beijing access to private text and phone conversations of unknown numbers of Americans. The U.S. believed that hackers were able to gain access to communications of senior U.S. government officials and prominent political figures through the hack. All right. Well, moving right along. They 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 doing military drills in the Mediterranean Sea. Waiting for my phone to load up. Bear with me. One of six photos taken from video release. Russian Defense Ministry Plus service on December 3rd. So if they tell us talking about the ending war, why are they doing military drills? Russia's top military officer called his U.S. counterpart to give advance warning of Russia's drills in the Mediterranean Sea. Officials said Thursday in what was a rare contact amid high tension between Moscow and Washington. Russia's General Staff Chief General Valery. Yeah, you want to know why they making a big deal out of it? It's because somebody almost hit that damn button. Somebody almost hit that damn button. That's what almost happened. Russia's general staff reached out to General C.Q. Brown, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, November 27th to inform him about a planned Russian naval exercise involving missile launches in the eastern Mediterranean. The Russian Defense Ministry said the information was delivered in order to prevent possible incidents in view of U.S. and NATO warships presence near the area of the Russian exercise, the ministry said in a statement. The ministry previously reported that the 3-day Russian Navy drills that wrapped up Tuesday involved two frigates performing two frigates performed practice launches of new hypersonic Zircon cruise missiles and submarine that fired caliber cruise missiles as part of the drills. Russian forces also fired an Onyx missile from a ground launcher at a practice sea target. Russia's showing you, like, listen, yo, we got technology too. We got missiles too. We got them too. The Pentagon said Brown, Gerasimov discussed a number of global and regional security issues, including the conflict in Ukraine and their first call since Brown became chairman in October 23. Gerasimov informed Brown of the live fire exercise but did not discuss specific weapon systems that would be used. You know? So it's like, they like, listen, we gave you the heads up. We didn't tell you what we was using, but we gave you the heads up. you know? And it was probably messing with they radar. They thought they was launching an attack. That's what it was. That's why they making it such a big deal. They thought they was launching an attack. That's one thing. In Ukraine, U.S. called a lower conscription age, 18, met with horror. Let's see what else. Updates: 29 Palestinians killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza hospital. Gaza's civil defense says at least 29 people killed in a series of airstrikes on northern and western sides of Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza. Lebanon's health ministry said 5 people were wounded in an Israeli attack near Bint Jabal town as a ceasefire with Hezbollah holds despite numerous truce violations by Israeli forces. So they're not respecting the ceasefire. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 44,612 Palestinians and wounded 105,834 since October 7, 23. At least 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the Hamas-led attacks that day, and more than 200 were taken captive in Lebanon, and at least 4,047 people have been killed and 16,638 wounded in Israeli attacks since the war on Gaza began. You know, so it's basically like a slaughter. You know, it's basically like a slaughter. They being slaughtered over there. You know, so that's why they gotta take them hostages. Them Palestinians getting slaughtered. This is Second Esdras 2:9, and he answered me then, and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before and even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So just like there's plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. So, you know, there's effects is like it's things that you're going to see in the beginning, it's things you're going to see in the end. Let's keep it going. So it said that let's see, Slovakia. So I'm gonna go to, let's see. Let's go to Mark. Let's go to the book of Mark. Mark 13. And when ye 13 and 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be. But the end shall not be yet. You're going to hear wars and rumors of wars, but the end shall not be yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. And these are the beginnings of sorrows. What you see here, you see SNAP emergency allotment are ending, okay? And this is the U.S. government site. Soon it reads, this is by Cindy Long, Administrator of Food and Nutrition Service. Soon many SNAP households will experience a change to their benefit amounts. That's because the temporary pandemic related boost to SNAP benefits known as emergency allotments EA is coming to an end. More than 41 million Americans receive food buying benefits through SNAP. That's a lot of people, all right? And some people depend on, you know, on these SNAP benefits, all right? Some people, I was just watching a video today, and the woman says she gets $800 or $800 from Social Security, and she get $90 in food stamps. What you supposed to do with $90 in food stamps? When inflation is sky high, when the price of everything is going up, what you gonna do with $90 in food stamps? That's a joke. Soon, many SNAP households will experience a change to their benefit amounts. That's because the temporary pandemic, and this was an elderly woman too, pandemic-related boost to SNAP benefits known as EA is coming to an end. More than 41 million Americans receive food buying benefits through SNAP. They rely on these benefits to put food on the table each month. That's why it's so important